Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of the I Love Nicole show. I'm Nicole, your host, and what am I going to tell you about this show? Well, it's sour and sweet, or filthy and clean, depending on how you look at it. It's kind of like that piece of pepperoni that you drop on the floor and you think, can I eat that? Is that dirty? And then you think, little dirt, it's good for me. Keeps the immune system pumping. Well, that's our show. How's that for an intro? We have Black Suit Youth, our musical guest. These three are straight up rockers with some grit to them. I mean, the drummer is Animal, for crying out loud. I mean, literally, Muppet fans, you'll see he wails on it back there. And then we'll have a little sweaty comedy because it's summer in the city. But before any of that happens, let's go to our first guest, PJ O'Rourke. He lived in the Midwest, Oklahoma, which, I think that Roosevelt Island is another world. Then he went to Florida and then California, back all to make his way to New York City. Listen, some of us have to, take a roundabout route to get to where we're going. Well, PJ landed and he hasn't stopped yet. He is a fierce promoter of his awesome new clothing line, Fly Life. And if that isn't enough, he also spouts some mean street poetry. So let's get the show on the road. PJ O'Rourke, everyone. We are here with PJ O'Rourke, the multi-talented.
Oh.
Yes, you are. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome to the
Miss
show.
Nicole. I have a confession to make.
Please.
I love you.
Oh, we love you too.
No problem.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
So tell me about your beautiful art that comes out in so many different ways. Tell me.
Well, the Fly Life is a concept that I came up with in 2006, and I thought of FLYELYFE. It's kind of a play on words, and I thought it was kind of clever, and I just think that
it's got the wings, right?
It's got the wings. It's got the wings.
Let's check out the wings. Look at those. Look at those puppies.
So it's like, the motto is don't reach high, fly, as you can see on my t-shirt. And a lot of people, I'm proud to say, interpret it in different ways. And it reaches a lot of demographics of people. And I personally feel like don't reach high, fly means like to exceed expectations, to do something that is not expected of you. And it's not necessarily that you're trying to prove it to anybody in particular, but you prove it to yourself, and I think that's a very important thing to live by.
Absolutely. So, we believe the same thing here at the I Love Nicole show, right?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
So we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, no need for the striving, just, create. And where does your creation come from for this? I mean, I think that's genius. Tell me.
Oh, thanks.
Where does it come from?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say.
I know you're not going to say, oh, well, my genius comes from, right? but the artistic...
Divine intervention.
There you go.
No. I would say that my biggest influence is my father, in general, but particularly in art as well, because he's really the one that put me onto it. He's the one that made me realize I had this gift at a very young age. He would teach me how to read at a very young age, and then once I read the sentence, he would draw it for me, which was pretty cool. So I'll always take that with me, and that
weaves right through into the writing. I mean, that's
exactly.
Us all born.
I didn't even think of it that way. But that's awesome because he wrote and then he drew. And what am I doing today? I'm writing and I'm drawing.
Look at that.
It's perfect.
Look at that. Just
father, like son.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pops.
So tell me about your clothing line. I'm so excited to hear about that.
This is Gumbit.
Gumbit. Who's Gumbit?
Gumbit is a character of mine that I invented a couple years into Fly Life. and you know he represents history, knowledge, and future.
Awesome.
So he's kind of like a Forrest Gump type. I've been toying around with putting him in old events like the Hindenburg crash, and
what do you mean putting him in
Nixon's I'm not a crook. He's stuff like that. I want to put him in a historical perspective.
I see.
And
he's that guy, right?
He's that guy.
I see.
He's that guy.
Cool.
Yeah, so
I like it.
There's more to develop with him. So
nice.
That's an ongoing process.
He's the gift that keeps on giving.
And here's another picture of him. And this is a hand-painted t-shirt. This is an old hand-painted t-shirt, actually. I wanted to bring an old hand-painted t-shirt for a reason, though. Because I've been doing this for a long time. I've sold over 400 hand-painted t-shirts.
Wow.
And I'm pretty proud to say that because I put a lot of work into this. And
you can tell. I mean, look at it.
When I look back, I know I'm far from being finished, but when I look back at what I've already done, I'm like, wow, like, I'm dedicated. And so I'm...
I love this logo. Look at this. Am I holding it? There you go. Right? Awesome. That's so awesome.
Thank you. All right, now this is the shoe shine gumbit. He's shoe shining. I got this. This was inspired from the movie Goodfellas.
So cool.
One of my favorite of all time.
I can see why. Wow, the detail and the lines are incredible. Nice.
He might pull a Joe Pesci. You see, if he doesn't shine his shoe correctly.
Nice.
Now,
well, look at these.
Now this is a T-shirt that is all this stuff is on the website, but this one in particular, the ladies tend to appreciate. They think it's really cute. So
that's adorable. I would totally wear that T-shirt.
These T-shirts will be on V-necks and they're online. Flylife.com, FLYELYFE.com, and don't spell it wrong.
That's right.
All right.
Right.
So,
there's a lot of spelling on this show. Or we'll just spell it for you later. So what got you here to New York City? Your story is very interesting.
Oh, thanks. Okay, so I moved to Orlando because I had an opportunity to live there. And Katrina work happened. After Katrina hit, I moved to Mississippi and worked down there. And I think I'm proud to say, even though it's unfortunate it happened, that I'm a direct part of the worst natural disaster and the worst man-made disaster in American history, because I worked Katrina and then I worked the BP oil spill.
Wow.
So
that's beautiful.
I'm like Forrest Gump.
That's great. You're
I'm
just
Gumbit.
like Gumbit. It's awesome. We always, translate ourselves into the art, right? It's awesome, man.
So, and then the weekend of the Super Bowl in New Orleans, I sold 230 T-shirts off my back with my friend Brad in New Orleans, and that was like the craziest weekend of my life.
Wow.
So I went to New Orleans and sold over 2,000 screen printed shirts, and then after the BP oil spill happened, like after that work was over, I was, I had some money saved up and I had another opportunity to move here, and I just had to take it because I fell in love with it. I came in November for the first time in my life to the northeast part of the country, New York City, and fell in love.
Wow.
I was packing my bags, my balls and my word, headed out my spaceship, repping the third. Rock from the sun, alien haters can't stand it, moving to the undisputed greatest city on the planet. I'm standing up strong, never backing down, hearing gone in November, but now I'm back in town, and I'm here to stay like perpetuate. It's the boy wonder like speculate. I'm a burning bush like I wrecked the state, and if the state is wrong, then I correct the state. You might catch on, but I bet you're late. Life's natural drug, gotta inject my fate. Coming so damn hungry, gotta check my plate. And I stay 100 just to set it straight. Trying to make bills, gotta get the gates. Get it, got it good, I gotta get the bills. And if you can't swallow that, you can spit the pills. I'm representing fly life, that's my swag. I'm a badass go-getter, that's my bag. It took 25 rotations around the sun
for me to realize how the rounds are won. If it's not positivity, I stop, delete it. And I don't jack around, I just got to beat it. No pun intended, no one offended. Hustle in the early morning and after the sun's descended. In the horizon. Hello Verizon, can you hear me now? No? No need to say goodbyes then. I'm a scholastic grade A, so I XB's like Scion. Fly life is the attire, pull the siren cause my clothes are hotter than a Cosby sweater on an iron. I'm not lying, I'm the king like the lion. The thing and the giant get together, I'm still better, what you mean, I'm a tyrant. Hit the scene with the clients, hit the green because it's science. I stand tall, haters can fade away, lean like Kobe Bryant's.
So where can people find you? Where can they find all of the stuff you do?
Flylife.com. FLYELYFE.com. That's where you'll find me.
Great. Concise to the point. Yes. I love it. Wow, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show, showing us all your wares. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Okay.
PJ Rourke, I think really he's a philosopher at heart with those rhymes in there. Did you catch all of that? Maybe you'll have to rewind and check it out. Smart stuff. Really good. And all that city grit words makes me think of the pavement and the city in the heat. I know a lot of people think of it as sweaty and therefore stinky, but I don't really have a good sense of smell. Like, I never really have. I kind of turned it off, actually, when I was 13. And I smelled urine in the subway in Philadelphia. And I was like, oh my God, that's the worst smell ever. I don't ever want to smell again. And just kind of got this flippy thing. Like, I can just turn it off. Except when it comes to body odor, and that's good or bad, right? Like, some guys you're like, oh my God, like the pheromones are just wafting and there's mixed in with some sort of Giorgio Armani awesomeness or something. That's great. Then there's the flip side. The flip side is the, oh my God, what is that? What have you eaten for the past year? And why is it still in you? And I can smell it. Like it's like all of that I've cut off all that time, all that city smell that I've now negated, right, is now in this person, and it's just, there's no filter. It just comes right in. I mean, you know, eat right and smell good. That then you can sort of, you know, go free. Au natural. That's it. So here's some other things to do on a hot, sweaty afternoon.
Yo, son, there's nothing to do.
Are your children bored, restless, borderline retarded, and with nothing to do?
Yeah, Mom. I mean, wait. What?
Well, then they will love Ghetto Marco Polo.
Marco Polo? It's just for kids.
Ghetto Marco Polo is the most gangster game since spitting dice in the alley. Each Ghetto Marco Polo playset comes with 2 guns, 4 clips, a one-way ticket to hell, and hours of enjoyment.
Hey, yo, Marco!
Polo, nigga.
Marco!
Polo!
Don't look now, but Slim Jim's on the run.
Fish out of water, bitch!
Ah, you got me!
And for advanced entertainment, pick up the Ghetto Marco Polo silencer and sniper scope accessory packs.
Why would we need a scope if we blindfold?
Ghetto Marco Polo. Entertainment for the rest of your life.
Ghetto Marco Polo. Available from the trunk of the Oldsmobile and bodegas near you.
So, We are here with Black Suit Youth, finally.
How's it going?
Oh my God, you guys are a tough band to track down, huh?
Very elusive, very difficult.
Busy bees.
We are sleeping.
Or sleeping.
We're sleeping.
Very important. Well, you, the drummer over here, I mean, you just wail away. He's like a happy animal. He's like a happy animal. It's amazing.
That's a good way to put it. I like that.
So these guys just performed. So how do you feel?
Pretty wiped out.
Yeah.
Basically, this wall is the only thing keeping me from the floor. You know what I mean? But it's worth it. That's what it's got to be. You know, it's not worth doing it.
You give so much energy.
Thanks.
It's amazing. All three of you. So tell me a little bit. How did you guys meet each other? How did you find each other? Tell me.
Just troll around in other bands. I was in a band that Never Enders. Ended up not really getting too far, and then
Never Enders?
yeah.
Never ending ended, and then?
But then I ended up in another band, kid from Form to Ashes, and we were jamming with him on drums, and then me and him kind of just split out. Thought it would be better to do our own thing. 7 bassists later, we found DJ. And
7 bassists later.
Yeah.
Isn't that the story? The bands just go through it until they finally
Most bands lose
find.
managers, we lose bassists, you know?
Really?
Yeah, that's how it is.
So tell me, how are you sticking around since bassists are so rough to like?
He lives down the block from me, so he doesn't really have a choice.
Nice.
There, Ghetto. You know what I mean?
Ryan knocks on my door, and then I know it's time to go.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your music. Like, what's the inspiration for some of these?
It's the truth, everything. Any lyric I said, it happened. I lived it, I see it, I believe it. Like, we're not coming from any like fantastical point. Like, everything is where we've been and what we see every day, and that's what makes it so natural to exert this level of energy, because it's the truth, and if you're not lying about it, you're not putting on an act, we're not going through the motions, it's just an emotional explosion that we have to do, or else we're not going to be doing anything.
That's right.
It's all or nothing, it's no joke, you know.
That's great. I mean, no wonder. I was going to ask you where all this energy comes from, but now I know exactly where, right? Because you give 100%, 100,000% with every note. It's really amazing.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your favorite song.
Mine on the record for Meet Me in Death Valley is title track to Meet Me in Death Valley.
That song.
And what is it about?
That one was really, he wrote all the lyrics to that
I mean, you live in New York. There's really nowhere you could go where you're not surrounded by like a million people. As far away as you can get from anybody, where the radius of you being alone is like maybe somewhere down by Jones Beach where the dead bodies are that they're finding. Maybe like if you can get like that radius around there, you know, but there's still 100 people walking around. Out in Death Valley, it's not that it's devoid of life. There's nothing out. There's not much. I mean, can you really think with all these people around you at all times? Can you really be alone? And maybe because I'm an only child, maybe I need that. And that was just my inspiration to get there. And then it kind of just fell in with a lot of other things that were going on. You know, what I was thinking about, I just wanted to get someplace alone, you know, and
have your own thoughts.
And since I couldn't get to Death Valley, I had to make my Death Valley, you know, and that's what it was.
Wow. Sounds powerful.
It's very prophetic and poetic.
It's great. Like a lot of your lyrics you can take in a lot of different ways. And it's very fascinating.
It's just the human experience. It's trying to do the best you can and live a happy existence and just do what you want and not. I just know so many people that are so miserable. Like they're doing all right, but that's not what they want to do. One of my best friends down on Wall Street, making like $90,000 a year. Not so bad, but you know what? He'd rather be an architect, and he's slaving away in a filing cabinet all day. You know,
right.
and
like,
I don't want to be that guy. And I'd rather I just need a roof over my head and a couple of beers and some food once in a while. I don't need all that, you know.
Tell me what the video of Rebel. What do you want to tell me about that?
We were straight up in the slums of Shaolin. Like we weren't kidding around. We were in right by the Park Hill Projects in Staten Island in an abandoned hospital. I'm surprised none of us got tetanus. I mean, literally, you make the wrong step, you could fall through the floor. And we wanted to shoot a few more scenes, but once we lost the sunlight and the generator went out, it was like a severely. You ever seen the movie Trespass with like Ice-T and Ice Cube? That's like where we were. Wow. And like it was like straight up like that. And we just did as many takes as we could, as intensely as we could. And this guy's beating away in his drums, and the floor is coming, like the roof is coming down. You can see the
animals going at it.
No, you can see like chips of wood and crap landing on his cymbals in the video, you know, and it looked awesome, you know, but at any minute it could have gone wrong. But hey, we got away with it, you know.
All right, cool. Well, I can't wait to see it.
How awesome is that video? I mean, I know we ambushed these guys on the street for their interview. It's because they're so busy, but my God, what is that? That house, where did they find that? And how did they make it so sexy? That's what I want to know. Sexy dudes. Black suit youth. And that's all she wrote, literally, for this week's show. I think you got a healthy dose of sweet and sour for the rest of your night. No? So wrong. So we're nearing the end of our season, and what a great ride it's been. For the next couple weeks, we're going to be having great interviews, badass comedy, and New York City's best bands. We're cranking them out and bringing them to you. Kind of like a sausage factory does. I make a lot of food references on this show, but why can't a New York City talk show have cerebral food talk? Why not? Well, we proved that you can. So enjoy your week and see you next time for great fun on the I Love Nicole show. I'm Nicole, and remember, love yourself, love the world. Good night.